This here is my no-hit 100% kill run of the Ultimate Doom on Ultra Violence. Check the description for the rules that I'm following. Do check out the end of the video for outtakes. This is E1M6 Central Processing. The first thing to do here is grab the shotgun and then head into this middle corridor here. This is the most protected space in this opening area, and it allows me to at least control who's coming forward towards me, because the enemies will shoot through the windows to get you. We're going to take those imps out there because sometimes I forget to take them out and then it's just a pain later on. Now, this room, for obvious reasons, is a massive pain, but there's a lot of zombie men in here who we have to deal with before we get to the truly painful bit. Just take your time, go around the corners, peek around. Now I'm going to book it over here. This is probably the only safe space I could consistently find in this room, and it allows me to take a peek at the enemies who are coming out of those closets up at the top. There's about 3 or 4 shotgunners who will wander around that corner, so we need to make sure that I'm not doing anything too risky here, just staying out of sight, making sure they can't get a good clean shot on me. And there is a secret shotgunner here. He doesn't usually wake up unless you antagonize him, and yeah, get him. That's good. It's very easy to forget about that one, and he will come out and shoot you if you try to go into that room to get the ammo. Now behind these red doors there's 2 hit scanners behind each of them, so just be vigilant. Take out the shotgunner, take out the shotgunner. There are 3 hit scanners around this corner here. They're not too much trouble, just I like to take them out one at a time. This monster closet is filled with monsters who are not really that scary, as long as we keep our distance. But yeah, this is the first part of the level complete, and it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I want to make sure I grab all the ammo here because ammo is going to be essential at the end of this level. From this point on, we're going to be seeing a lot of imps and a lot of spectres coming our way. This room is absolutely filled with them. If you haven't got the high vis goggles on, this room is quite dark, so you've got to be really careful here. That's why I made sure to go out of my way to grab them, so at least I had a chance of not being surprised here. And I'm just letting the pinkies come over the top there and letting them do all the work. But there's a few imps dotted around here. These guys consistently give me a bit of trouble, so I'm getting rid of them as quickly as possible. As you can see, a load of pinkies and spectres. There's 2 hit scanners at the end of this room here. Gotta be careful when taking out these imps because there is a shotgunner over there who will take shots at me. The imps in the window there are also a problem. As you can see, this level's got a lot of layers to it. There's a lot of potential pitfalls, and this is another one right here. There's 2 hit scanners in there, need to take them out. Luckily the pinkies here are kind of trapped because one of them is stuck in another pinky, so we can wear them down pretty easily. I am going to have to go into the blue door here, and this little maze is an absolute nightmare. Enemies can wander back on you, they can sneak up behind you like you can see here. You won't get much in the way of warning, and yeah, I'm going to be going around here a few times just making sure that no one's following me. As you can see there was an imp already wandering, so it doesn't take much for them to do that. Every time I'm going into one of these little areas, I'm just scouting out the room, making sure that nothing too silly is going on. Luckily the high visibility visor is in effect here. This is usually quite a dark area. That's why I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible, but doing it in the safest way. And as you can see, I'm still waking up enemies. And you can see the goggles are wearing off here. Yeah, this is quite a dangerous area. And it's important to make sure that nothing is following you. But yeah, as soon as I go for this yellow key, there's going to be a monster closet that opens up, but more pressingly, there's going to be 5 imps that come out of that little corridor over there. It is a hidden area, but it is quite dangerous to let these guys come out into the main room unchecked, because they can throw fireballs up to where the yellow key is, and that means there's a chance they could catch you when you're not expecting them, because there are a lot of enemies in there. As you can see here, I'm just waiting for them all to come out. I'm not rushing. And yeah, I think I got 5 there, so now it's time to turn around and deal with all these. There are 3 shotgunners in here, I think, and no, 4. It's important to target them primarily, just because the nature of shotgunners means that like they're always a threat. Grab the rocket, grab the shotgun shells, and now we're heading into the final bit of a level. But you can see, I've just grabbed the hazmat suit here. What I'm about to do here is essential, because this is the only way you can cleanly get a shot on these shotgun guys out here. It is imperative that I do not let these guys wander around out there, because there are so many windows that they can shoot me through when I'm heading towards that switch up where I've just shot that rocket there. So getting rid of those shotgunners before I even have to worry about them properly, because they will come in through a secret lift outside of the room, and it's so frustrating when they catch you like that. But yeah, this room as well, bit of a nightmare. There's so many different types of enemies, and it's very hard to tell who's where, because all these enemies woke up when I attacked those shotgunners. So yeah, I've got to sit here and I've got to wait for all these enemies to come towards me. I cannot risk going down those stairs with so many different types of enemies waiting to get me. One of the things that I've found in this run is I've had to relearn how to play this game to adapt to this style, because normally I just run down the stairs and take all that damage, but here I'm being super careful. And yeah, as you can see, there are still hit scanners on the other side of this yellow door. I don't want to walk around because they may walk to this side and I may lose track of them. There are two shotgunners at the bottom of the stairs there. I am going to wait for them to come up. The first one comes up straight away, but the second one kind of delays. As you can see, a Spectre's come up the stairs in the meantime. So yeah, we're just going to wait for this shotgunner here, and he's going to make us wait. Oh, that right there is the... Oh, and that right there. You've got to be so careful when doing these runs, because enemies will not hesitate to just come out of the shadows and get you. Because unless you listen for the cues, which is what I'm doing right now, listening to hear if there's anyone else wandering around who might want to wander up these stairs. Yes, and there is. There's a shotgunner down there. If I'd gone down the steps, he probably would have got me. See, and he comes up the stairs. That was worth the wait. Take care of the two imps with a rocket launcher here, and then it's time to head up the stairs here to get rid of the imps. Luckily these guys aren't that much for trouble, but the next part of this level, an absolute nightmare, let me tell you. Basically this door is open now, and there's a whole bunch of hit scanners, of imps, of zombie men, of shotgunners, of pinkies, all running around in there, and we've got to get rid of every one of them. Because if any one of them gets a shot on me, I'm gonna be fuming here. Having the rocket launcher here is invaluable because it allows you to clear this room out without having to stand there and open yourself up to shots. Now, I choose to go down the right hand side here. The left hand side I feel is just marked by too many shotgunners who I just can't get to in time before they get a shot on me. So as you can see here, I'm just peeking out, going around here. There's a ton of shotgunners in this room. I've also got to be very mindful of what's going on behind me, because it's very possible some of these enemies may wander up and come around me here. It's a very dangerous area this, and there's not much you can do to mitigate it. Waiting for that shotgunner there. So you can see there's another one in the corner there. There should be two more in the room here. As you can see, I've woken them both up here. And yeah, here comes the bit that makes or breaks these runs. I just trigger this trap here and it's rockets galore for everything in there. Luckily I was able to take out the shotgunners pretty simply there, but as you can see there's more. I decided the chain gun's the right weapon for this next room here, and yes, gosh, that's a lot of enemies. But as you can see there's more inside. Now as soon as I hit that switch, a bunch of specters are going to flood into the room, but honestly they are not the biggest problem. So yeah, we've got rid of pretty much all the enemies here, and yes, that's all of them. Lovely. So yeah, this was a very difficult level, but it was really fun to play through. If you like what you've seen, do check me out on my Twitch. This is where I recorded this, and I'd love to have you there to talk about this as it's happening. This one just shows why that maze area is an absolute nightmare to traverse, because boom. This one was just careless on my part, and so close to the end of the level. In this one, you just kind of learn why this whole end part of the level is an absolute nightmare. Because, yep, And finally, this is what happens when you get a bit too careless around those shotgunners out in the courtyard. Yeah.